is it actually possible to retire at age 50 with just under $1 million and maybe a small pension on that side? If you walked into a bank and asked that question, or if you plugged your numbers into one of those generic online retirement calculators, you would probably hear something like, no, sorry, you'll run out of the money. Better keep working. But here is where it gets interesting. With the right structure, the right timing, and some tax efficient strategies, the answer can actually be yes. And not just yes in theory, but yes in practice, and yes with confidence. Today, let's explore how retiring at 50 is possible for Canadians who are not sitting on tens of millions, but who have been disciplined savers and want to enjoy life sooner rather than later. Let's zoom out for a second. If you are in your late 40s or early 50s, you might have built up a nest egg. Maybe it's close to $1 million, maybe a little more, or maybe a little less. And you might be asking yourself, is this actually enough? Or am I trapped working until age 65? Maybe even am I trapped working until age 70? That's a question more and more Canadians are asking right now because the math feels tougher than it used to. According to the most recent StatScan data, senior-led households spend about $63,000 a year on an average. Adjusted for the inflation, we've seen in the past couple of years that number is closer to $68,000 to $70,000 in 2025. If you're planning to retire early, you can't just rely on cookie-cutter answers. Living costs are higher, people are living longer, and retirement is not a short phase. It can easily last 30 or even 40 years if you step away at age 50 for the retirement. This is why planning, not just saving, becomes the deciding factor between having to grind out an extra 15 years of work or actually stepping into an early retirement with confidence. Let's be real. This is where most Canadians hit a wall. They go to their financial institution, sit down for a quick meeting, and out pops a printout. Sorry, based on your assets, your projected income is about $65,000 a year, and that's not enough. So come back when you've worked a few more years, and here's the kicker. That answer is not wrong, but it's incomplete because most Canadians are bumping into the same roadblocks. One, a lot of people believe you need at least $2 million before you can even think about retiring early. Two, many assume you can't consider retirement until your pension kicks in, whether that's 55 or 65. And three, plenty of folks think that taking CPP as early as possible is always the best move because, hey, might as well get it while you can. Each of these beliefs is understandable, but they can prevent people from seeing what's actually possible. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture for a second. A Canadian couple retiring at age 65 has about 50% chance that one of them will live past 90. That means we're talking about a 25 to 30-year retirement as the average, not the exception. If you retire at 50, that time horizon stretches even longer. And here's where coordination really matters. The timing of your CPP and the timing of your OAS can shift your lifetime income by 6 figures. It's not just about when you stop working. It's about how you structure these moving parts. And the surprising truth is, most Canadians who think they don't have enough actually do. What they're missing is not always the savings, it's the structure, the sequencing, and the strategy. Let's make this real with a hypothetical couple. Let's call them Mark and Priya. They're both 50 years old, and here's what they'll build so far. They have around $600,000 in their RRSPs. They've built up $235,000 in their TFSAs, and they also have $150,000 sitting in a non-registered account which came from an inheritance. And Priya has a pension that will pay about $18,000 a year starting at the age 55, though it reduces once she hits 65. Now their dream is pretty straightforward. They want about $6,000 a month after tax, which is $72,000 a year, in their pocket at least until age 70. After that, they're okay scaling back a little as life naturally slows down. So they go to the bank, run the numbers, and the software says, sorry, you'll only have about $65,000 a year, which is not enough. You can't retire yet. When we map it out properly, not just through a generic calculator, but through an actual retirement income plan, the story changes completely. Here's how it plays out for Mark and Priya when we add some real strategy. Step 1, the base case. If they just pull money out in the default way, they're right. Their after-tax income comes to about $65,000 a year. It's close, but not enough for their $72,000 lifestyle target. Step 2, delay CPP. Instead of starting CPP right at 60 or 65, they both wait till age 70. That single decision increases their after-tax income to almost $69,000 a year. That's about $3,500 more in their pocket every year for life. Step 3, RRSP meltdown. Next, we restructure their withdrawals. Instead of waiting and letting the RRSPs balloon and then getting hit with high taxes later on, they start drawing them down earlier in a controlled way. By doing this, their lifetime tax bill drops by around $65,000. Even more importantly, their TFSAs stay funded longer, which gives them more flexibility down the road. Step number 4, laddered spending. Finally, we front load their income. We design the plan so they enjoy about $72,000, which they want a year in their go-go years from 50 to 70, when they can actually enjoy that money. After that, they scale back a little. This way, they get the lifestyle they want early while still protecting their long-term stability. By layering these steps, Mark and Priya go from the bank says no to yes, you can retire now, and you can do it with confidence. Now let's zoom out and talk about how you can apply the same thinking. The first big decision is CPP timing. Taking it early feels safe, but delaying often gives you far more income stability later on. The second decision is RRSP versus TFSA drawdown. Don't just sit on your RRSPs until you're forced to withdraw at age 71. Melting them down earlier at lower tax rates can save you thousands and extend the life of your tax-free savings. And the third decision is about income laddering. Spend more when you are younger and healthier. Scale back when life naturally slows down. This is what real planning looks like. It's not just plugging numbers into a calculator. It's about coordinating all the moving parts so that the plan actually matches how you want to live. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. One common objection is, what if I die before 70? Then delaying CPP is a waste. And sure, that can happen. But for many Canadians, the trade-off is worth it. In Mark and Priya's case, delaying CPP bought them the ability to retire 5 years sooner. They weren't focused on maximizing CPP at all costs. They were focused on maximizing freedom. Another objection that I come across is, what if markets underperform? That's a fair concern too. But this is why we build plans with conservative assumptions, say around a 5%, 4 to 5% annual return, and we keep flexibility through the TFSA. The goal isn't to predict markets perfectly. The goal is to stay adaptable no matter what markets throw your way. So, what's the big lesson here? Retiring at 50 with just under $1 million and a small pension is possible, but not if you only look at the surface numbers. The difference between not enough and yes, you can often comes down to 3 things. Number 1, the timing of your CPP. Delaying can give you much more stronger lifetime income. Number 2, the way you draw down your RRSPs. Melting them down early can save on taxes and stretch your money further. And number 3, how you structure your spending. By front loading in your go-go years and scaling back, you can enjoy the lifestyle you want now without putting your future at risk. So don't let a bank printout decide your future. The numbers on the page aren't the full story. The structure is what makes the difference. At SG Wealth, we help Canadians move beyond cookie cutter projections and actually design retirement plans that reflect your real life. So, if you're wondering whether early retirement could be an option for you, the answer might not be no. The answer might simply be not yet structured properly. And that's exactly what planning can fix. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Until then, thank you.